Hi everyone, it's Cindy from Seattle. It is Wednesday evening. It's the day after. I have my show tonight. I almost didn't do the show tonight because I woke up, as we all are. I've been watching a lot of y'all's TikToks. I've been watching a lot of the things and reposting a lot of what Black women are saying. I'm right there too. I am struggling a lot with some of the predictability of who would get behind that kind of mess. Um, I I don't know. I mean, I'm watching women on here talk about let's strategize and what are we going to do next, and kind of my instincts right now are a couple things. One is I just think we need to go into self-preservation mode. I think that we as a community need to start talking about how we take care of our own, how we protect ourselves in this process. There's a lot to be said if we could get Black community, Black people to work together. Let me say that different. At least here in the Seattle area, I find it. I've been watching this new, I call him a kid, he's a young man that's on TikTok. He just moved to Seattle about 3 weeks ago, and he's asking all these questions like, what's the Seattle freeze that I keep hearing about? And, he's trying to find his way around here. And, from my perspective, I've been here in Seattle now for 30 years. And I'm not from here. I'm from the Bay Area. I'm actually grew up right by Kamala Harris. My son was born in the same hospital as her. So I'm a Bay Area gal too. But Seattle, my point I was going to make is that here in Seattle, we like to talk a good game, that, we work together. But that's not so true. I mean, it's a very crab pot mentality here as well, right? When you don't give access to people, they're going to claw and fight over the scraps that get thrown at us. And so I think we got to break some of that. And even the people who don't have the ability to like see themselves and their own behavior and how they contribute to some of those things, I just think it's time to hit a refresh button and say, you know, we've got to like collectively, what's that term, Ubuntu? We've got to move together, and we've got to do things such as buy from each other. They can't do anything without our money, and we've got a lot of buying power. Black women do. Today, I had this whole other interaction on LinkedIn with some guy, one of the guys who was trying to sell some shit to me and didn't even do his homework on me and had me label wrong business, like. And so I respectfully said, do you mind, like, give me a break today, like, can women have a pause today from you guys trying to sell us shit? Well, he got all defensive as normal, and I had to point out to him that he didn't even have the right business. Like, it's the mediocre bullshit that goes on where they just think they can ask us for this and we're just going to buy stuff from them. And I think we've got to change that behavior. I think that we've got to do stuff as a community. We've got to figure out what are the things we sell and who are the people we buy them from. And saying that different, DEI works, not selling, and Donald Trump's and his minions are going to do away with anything that progressive brown and Black people, and they've got all the power now. They've got the Senate and the House, and we've got 4 years to hunker down. So we have an opportunity, which they will come and try to steal and take. It's what they do, right? They can't do shit for themselves. They just want to come rob and steal so that they have our thinking, our creativity. We've got to protect ourselves. We've got to build our own entities so that we can provide for each other and help each other out. We've got to work together. I can't say that enough. We've got to start doing that in order to have some preservation, because we can't, as Black women, we can't fight every battle, and we've been the ones fighting. And just to see, the percentages of women that vote against their interests, they'll sell another woman out for nothing. And then there's the whole Latino vote. That's going to be interesting in the days to come to unpack that, to understand all of that, where that's coming from. This hatred of black, I keep saying to folks, people don't understand when we as black women talk about what we experience and what we face. No one believes us. They think that we're exaggerating. Here in Washington state, blue state, 1 million people voted for Donald Trump here. They're in the workplace. These are the supervisors and the people getting promoted. We're at risk no matter which angle we go towards. So I think that following the same strategies that we have followed it's just not working. So let's stop trying to make them buy consultant services, or let's stop trying to make them buy whatever that is. Let's figure out amongst us how we generate and keep our money within our communities so that we can survive and take care of our children and get ourselves out of harm's way. We're in harm's way. And by the way, I heard this one woman today talk, and she said, now that we've got this qualified immunity, when they start shooting the brothers openly in the streets, we're not organizing anymore. We're not going to be the ones marching to protect. You don't protect us. Women are not protected. Black women are not protected. So we got to look out for ourselves, ladies. It's just time that we start to shift. I'll be talking more about this in the days to come on my show. I had this whole plan in place for Vice President Harris stepping in office, and now I need to rethink the what and the how to help each other. Next week, I'm bringing on, she is a woman, she's on this platform, Bougie something. She does I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of it, but it's Black and Bougie. And she has Black women resort safe spaces. She's scaling it across the country where we can all come together and have like vacations and be able to trust. That's a big thing. Black women being able to trust each other, not having a knife in your back. That has happened to me a lot. A smile in my face with a knife in my back because they want to get something from me. All of that, we've got to address it because we've got to work together, ladies. We have to. And I would also say too, this is a tough thing because to the white women who have really, there are a lot of white women who did step up and who voted and who did the right things. And it still wasn't enough because what was the number? 53% of white women still voted despite what they saw this man do. That says a lot about the human condition, doesn't it? That you must hate yourself so bad that you would put him in charge to destroy other people. I wouldn't want to be you if you're one of those women. I wouldn't want to be you because I wouldn't want to live with that kind of ugliness inside of me and think that think that I'm actually going to walk in the pearly gates. I mean, you can't, Alfred Wood said, you can't create harm to somebody else and expect to have glory or happiness or joy in your own life. It just doesn't work that way. But more to come. I just wanted to come on here the day after. Don't know how we're going to do all of this. Don't know what's next. I just know that protecting ourselves, our peace, our lives, ourselves is important, and we don't share shit with none of them. That's what I'm saying. More to come.